My name is Michele McFarlane, and I am a mom to 4 kids, first and foremost. I think that's probably taken up most of my adulthood, is looking after that lot. On top of that, I'm a writer, and I enjoy public speaking and awareness raising, and I'm an ambassador for Retina South Africa and adaptive surfing as well. I'm also a craniosacral therapist. So Retina South Africa is an organization that raises funds, and those funds go into research to end genetically inherited blindness. So that is similar to what I've got, which is retinitis pigmentosa, where you start losing your vision, where you start losing your peripheral vision, or Stargardt's, where you start losing your vision from the center, or macular degeneration, or even diabetes is covered, and the research is done in the genetics department at UCT. It's twofold. One is I was looking for a challenge. When I first found out that, when I had my first visual field test and I realized how much my sight had become reduced, I had to give up driving. So I sort of dissolved into tears and had a big cry and everything. And then I decided to go back to judo. I wanted to be on the mat. I wanted to feel strong again. And then I actually entered the nationals in Durban and got the silver, although it was in the masters, so it was, you know, over 30s. And I just decided then to, you know, a few people were like, wow, quite inspired by the fact that I was going blind, but that I still got on the mat and, you know, fought with sighted competitors and stuff. And it gave me such a boost as well. So I just set myself periodic challenges. So another challenge I set myself was a fitness competition. You know, so you train hard and then it's, you know, spray tan, fake eyelashes, you know, high-heeled shoes, strutting around on stage. And so it's something I train for, something that you have to really put time into, and then that you do. And it helped to strengthen my grit and resilience, and also to inspire others. And also then I had a platform to speak about the things that were important to me, like Retina South Africa. And I've done a hike through Venda, which is more challenging than it sounds because it was in rural Venda. And I wrote about that challenge and posted about that a lot as well. And then I literally just had to follow the person's feet in front of me, and sometimes they were just sheer cliffs. So I was looking for a new challenge, and I hadn't done anything for a while, especially I'd had like quite a long dip actually of not setting something for myself. I was feeling quite down as well. And then my youngest daughter started surfing, and I was dying to get in the water and start surfing with her. I just remember watching her and just thinking, I'd love to do that. And I just thought it would be impossible. So I did what one does, and I went home and I Googled disability surfing Cape Town. And then the Roxy came up, and that just changed my whole life, you know, it really turned it around. And I did one session, one of their clinics, which are completely free, and they will teach anybody, no matter what their disability. Their vision is to make the sea accessible to anyone. They adapt all their surfboards so that, you know, whatever your disability, you can do it. And I just said to Roxy, do you think I'd ever be able to do a competition? And she said, I'm never going to say no to anyone, you know, who asks me a question like that. So that's where Tasha came in, and I had a lesson with Ant Smythe, and they let me join into a couple of the training sessions. They were training Nola Tandu and the other adaptive athletes who were about to go to California. So obviously I wasn't going to be ready. That would be because it was weeks away, but I was able to train with them. And since then I've been training with Tash who is just an excellent coach. She's so brilliant. And so I've gone from having 4 volunteers on either side of the board and a head coach to Tash being pretty hands-off with me, so quite proud of that. And I've done a competition in Cape Town, which was the Western Province, and I got the gold for that. And then I did the Nationals in Durban just recently, and I got the gold for that, and that was just incredibly exciting and a lot of fun. But I just know I've got a long, long way to go before I'm a really good surfer. I think empowerment is something that needs to come from within, but it's also something that you have to acknowledge the people who help you as well, because they're definitely, you know, we can't do this alone. And that's whoever you are, whether you have a disability, or I think anyone who does incredible things has, you know, somebody, even if it's friends or family or siblings or their coaches or volunteers who are there to support them. But a lot has to come from inside you as well, you know, that drive and everything. And for me, empowerment in this world, as someone who has a disability and also someone who's a woman, sometimes it's a struggle. You have to try and stay empowered in a world that is largely ignorant, that makes huge assumptions, and a world that is also, I'm afraid to say, can be incredibly sexist as well. Okay, so when I did my fitness competition, I thought I was getting a bit long in the tooth to do it. I was already in my early 40s. So I Googled oldest female fitness competitor, and a woman called Ernestine Shepherd came up. Follow her on Instagram. She is still extraordinary. So she did her first fitness competition in her 70s. So that just made me think, she's in her 80s, she still has a 6-pack. So that really showed me that it doesn't matter what your age is. So as a surfer now, as a competitive surfer, I mean, I'm already 53, so I should probably be slowing down by now, but I'm like, no, if Ernestine can do it, I can do it. So she really inspires me, and I look at what she's doing every single day. She always has a beautiful little quote as well, and she's just really lovely, and she tries to empower other women to exercise. And so my mom, because I've just seen her change and evolve over the years and just be incredibly self-aware, which is amazing. And my 2 daughters, because they're just so incredible and so brave, and they're happy to talk about things like mental health. You know, that's my oldest daughter, who's 25, and they encourage me, and they're so incredibly emotionally intelligent, which kind of blows my mind. And my youngest child is the one who got me into surfing, and she's kind of my cheerleader, and she's also so aware of she's never known me not blind. The other kids remember me driving them around and everything. So she's just so aware of it. You know, she'll tell her friends when they come, you need to pick that up because my mum will trip over it. Or, you know, when she walks me around, she just goes, oh, Mum, step coming up, you know. And then there's, of course, Bethany Hamilton, you know, the woman, the surfer who had her arm taken off by a shark, because when I watched her movie, Unstoppable, I was just blown away by the amount of sheer training that went into what she does, you know. Like, one forgets, you know, she's got this incredible story and she does incredible things, but the training she does, and that she still does, I mean, she's had her 3rd child and she's still training, you know. It just, I mean, her husband says that she worked her butt off to do the one huge wave, and she really did, and that kind of showed me I can't say that I'm an athlete and then not train, because I've got myself down as a blind athlete, which is quite a title to give yourself, and I realized I was you know, sitting around and not doing that much. So it really got me out running, you know, most days, and really building up my fitness and stuff.